So I want some more of that. Every cell in my body is screaming, saying, give me that experience again. Every cell in my body has received a message implanted on it saying, give me that experience again. Now, if I can't get that experience, then what happens is my entire body gets stuck either on wanting that, or if it realizes it can't get it, it begins to cause the dopamine to be released. I'm sorry, not enough dopamine to be released, and then depression kicks in. Studies show that when not enough dopamine is released, if I have received it continually over and over again, what happens is that now I begin to have some discomfort. And it says that it gives you a high risk of schizophrenia. Now, I told you that scripture said that when you join yourself with one person, you become one with them. Okay? Now, you become one with them in mind. You become one with them in body. You become one with them in soul. Now, when you become one with them, if you are not able to stay with them or have constant communication with them, now your body may be somewhere, but your mind is somewhere else. Who was that saying that your body's here with me, but your mind, huh? Jay Blackfoot, you remember that, don't you? Jay Blackfoot, your body's here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town. And so now, I can't eat, I can't sleep, I can't think, simply because I'm still stuck on this memory. Drifting on a memory. I'm stuck on this memory. And it has affected me. And if I can't get it, my entire body begins to get sluggish. Now, do you understand why God said it's made for a man and his wife? Because a man and his wife are supposed to be constantly in communication with one another. They're supposed to be bonded together. And when that bond is not taking place, now I'm one with somebody that I'm not even living with. And then, in order for me to get my fix, that's when we either go into masturbation. I know y'all scared to talk about that, but it's real. Or we go into one-night stands just to get our fix. Just to get the fix. Okay. Can we talk? Can we say that's in the Bible? I think we can. Let's go somewhere real quick. Let's go back to Song of Solomon. Song of Solomon chapter 5, verse number 2. We talked about this before. She says, I sleep, but my heart waketh. It is the voice of my beloved that knocketh, saying, open to me. What is he saying? Open. We already talked about that. He's not talking about open no door. All right? She said, open to me, my sister, my love, my dove, my undefiled. For my head is filled with dew. Okay? You can use your own imagination to find out what that means. Said, my locks with the drops of the night. She says to him, I have put off my coat. How shall I put it on? I have washed my feet. How shall I defile them? When it talks about feet, I told you that the feet are a euphemism for the female genitalia. All right? She said, I've washed my feet. How shall I defile them? Meaning that nobody has ever touched me. Nobody has ever come here. She says, I rose up. She said, my beloved put in his hand by the hole in the door. Okay? He touched her. And my bowels were moved. I mean, my compassion, my heart was moved for him. I rose up to open to my beloved, and my hands dropped with myrrh, and my fingers with sweet-smelling myrrh upon the handles of the lock. I opened to my beloved, but my beloved had withdrawn himself and was gone. My soul failed when he spake. I sought him, but I could not find him. I called him, but he gave me no answer. The watchmen that went about the city found me. They smote me. They wounded me. The keepers of the walls took away my veil from me. I charge you, daughters of Jerusalem, if ye find my beloved, tell ye that ye tell him that I am sick of love. So here it is. This woman, she had the sexual intercourse with her beloved, but they weren't married at the time. And so now she goes looking for him. She can't find him, and then some other jokers find her. And so they begin to abuse her. Not necessarily rape her or anything like that, but they begin to misuse her. Take her weakness and use it against her. And we'll talk about that next week. Because you're going to understand how people can sense weakness in you scientifically. And you will begin to find out why it is I'm attracting dogs. And it's really not your fault because nobody's ever told you. You begin to find out why it is I'm attracting people who really mean me no good. That take me, use me, and throw me away. You begin to understand that. And it's so powerful. And it all can be proven in scripture and scientifically. All right? And so we're going to talk about, and we were going to do communion and baptism next week, but baptism candidates can't make it next week. And so we'll be talking about sex therapy again. All right? All right. And so we're going to talk about why it is we have these interactions and we get stuck in these interactions and we can't get out of these cycles. And you might as well get ready for it. We're going to talk about masturbation and why people get stuck in that cycle. All right? Because if I read to you the statistics about masturbation, a lot of y'all would duck and hide. But you don't have to hide because we're going to deal with it. All right? And we're going to understand why it is people engage in it and why it becomes an addiction and a habit. Okay? All right? Y'all already know I'm just real. And we have to talk about this because if we don't talk about this, we're going to perpetuate a cycle because we're going to understand what happens even when you have children who are produced from these one-night stands or these situations and how it affects them psychologically, physiologically, and socially. And you begin to understand this and understand why it's important that we correct this, because if we have another generation growing up without fathers and mothers, we have people who are sexually inordinate. Couldn't find no other word. I don't even know if that's a word. I just threw it out there. All right? So we're going to talk about it because it's real crucial. It's very important that we talk about this. All right? All right. Tell you what, I just feel the need to do this. Are there any questions? Any questions? Since we talk. I know this don't seem like something we talk about do on Sunday morning. Are there any questions? All right. Y'all know I do this because I love you, right? Right. Because I don't want you to be one of those statistics, whether you are male or female or youth, that is the one that is suffering with an infection that is incurable. And you have to go through all these changes. And yes, you could come to the altar and get prayed for and get healed. But why even have to go through that when you get the information and you can avoid it? Okay? So I do this simply because I love you. I love you enough to tell you the truth. All right? I'm not... Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. So, on the sexually transmitted diseases, there's one disease that's out there that you said not even a condom.
Yeah, that is the human papillomavirus. A condom cannot even stop that. As a matter of fact, hepatitis B can be transmitted through kissing. Okay? And you can get Hep B through kissing, And, that can't, be stopped with condom. Yes, sir.